Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Kayla.
How old are you, Kayla?
I am 9 years old.
So if you're 9 years old, what does that mean about the Earth? How many times has it gone around the sun?
9 times.
9 times. So there's a relationship between motion through space, the Earth is going through space, and the passage of time. They're kind of connected.
Brian asks the child her age, which is 9 years old. He then asks how many times is that for Earth going around the Sun. She answers 9 times. He then highlights the connection between Earth's motion through space and the passage of time, and she acknowledges it. Thing is, Earth's motion through space and the passage of time are connected, just not in the way Brian thinks, because Earth's orbit of the Sun is synchronized to the calendar, which gives a reading of the passing of days, weeks and months. But these units of measurement are merely representative of the passage of the year and not the passage of time. The idea that it's literally time that's passing is an illusion that was brought about by the harnessing of clocks and calendars to our planet's rotations, because before this invention we lived on a planet in a solar system, but since then we've also been living on a clock that's in a calendar, having our daily and yearly passages been explained by time units, the effect of which causes us to perceive the passage of the day and year as the passage of time. Proof that it was our invention that created the illusion of time can be found in the etymology of past, present and future, which are now considered temporal terms, but their root meaning was event-based. For example, past comes from the Old English past, P-A-S-S-E-D, meaning gone, like when someone dies. Present comes from the Latin praesert, meaning being at hand, which describes the here and now, which is our reality. And future comes from the Latin futurus, meaning grow, become, which describes the causal relations between present and future events. The only term here to retain its original meaning is present, which denotes being at hand, which no one could argue against it being reality, whereas the meaning of past and future today implies that they're both as real as the present according to the eternalist viewpoint. What caused the changes from the original meanings of past and future, which went from being event-based terms that aren't part of a fabric of reality, to temporal terms that are? That would have to be the invention of the clock and calendar, because past and future went from being event-based terms to time-based ones, and clocks and calendars are instruments of time. Why should events require a fourth dimension when their progress is in three-dimensional fashion? They don't. What is actually responsible for an event's progress are the 4 fundamental forces of nature, such as gravity, electromagnetism, and the weak and strong nuclear force, because events are causal, and causality is a product of interactions, and these 4 forces of nature are responsible for every interaction in the universe, meaning they're responsible for causality. So, with the 4 fundamental forces of nature propelling events, and the 3 dimensions of space accommodating their progress, what's stopping events from occurring that a 4th dimension is required? Like all tricks in the world of magical illusions, time passing follows the same formulas for success, which is by the use of props and misdirection. Earth's rotations are the props that provide the passing effect, and the units of time provide the misdirection for the time effect.
If I was to ask you, what is time? What would you say?
Time is kind of strange because it's almost a man-made idea. There is the tangible of, how the Earth revolves around the sun or how we orbit around ourselves. It's almost in a way, does it exist if the way that we measure it is man-made?
Before there was any life on planet Earth, I think we all agree the universe existed.
Yeah.
Did things change before there was life on Earth?
Brian here asked the teenager what she thinks time is. Her answer is based on it being an invention. He then refers to the change in the universe as it progressed, and how do you think about that without using the word time? She admits that it's hard to talk about something without adding time to it. Using this logic of the difficulty explaining change in the universe without using the word time doesn't in any way support the theory of time being a structure of the universe. Reason for that is the word time was coined in 700 BCE, so there were many centuries prior to that where people had to explain change in the universe without time in their vocabulary. The word time after its inception in 700 BCE in Greece, which was chronos in that language, became a replacement word for other terms. For example, when someone says, I had a great time, what's meant is, I had a great experience. Or when someone says, I'll see you at another time, what's meant is, I'll see you on another occasion. Here Brian at the 447 mark says, even if it is a human concept that the universe evolved, developed, changed through time, giving rise to galaxies, stars, planets, and life. Time in this instance is a replacement word for existence. So how would you say that the universe changed through time? Would be that it changed through the course of existence. When the word time was coined, it wasn't done so with the invention in mind, but rather the abstract sense that people started experiencing that would come to be known as time passing. We know this because there was a god of time formed named Cronus with a K as opposed to a C, which is described as a destructive, all-devouring force, whereas the invention just measures the processes of the destructive, devouring forces of erosion, aging, and decay. With the development of the universe, it's the same thing. Clocks just track its progress and don't track some abstract phenomenon that's responsible for its progress. In conclusion, the take from this is a teenager explains time to a theoretical physicist and he doesn't get it.